Hey, aloha guys, Eric West here, HawaiiRealEstate.org. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I'm all about teaching you everything there is to know about Hawaii and its real estate, but you can't find in the listing. And today I'm coming to you from the beautiful Iao Valley. And yes, the park is officially closed as of August 1st, 2022, set to reopen in January of 2023. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, I can't come check out Iao Valley when I'm on Maui. Well, that is actually not true. And the purpose of this video, the purpose of this video is to show you what you can do and still check out this unbelievably amazing place. So let's go check it out real quick. And the first thing I want to point out is there is actually a park right next door. You're going to see the sign. It says Hawaii Nature Center. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a left-hand turn right here, and you're going to find a beautiful park that's available for you to park and to hang out, and some picnic tables. And if you want to go up to see the needle, which you can do legally, and I did check with the parking attendant that watches that gate right there, he says people have been walking down the river to the needle and then walking back down the river. But you can't go in the parking lot and you can't use the roads because the park is technically closed. Now this is not the Iao Valley Park, this is a different park right next door. But even if you don't walk down the river to see the needle, you can still get a good portion of the experience right here. What do I mean by that? There's access to the river, and of course the whole idea here is you come visit this spot right on your last day before you go to the airport so you can jump in the river, or maybe the very first day that you come here after you land at the airport, because obviously this is in Wailuku, which is in Kahului, which is on the other side, which is where the airport is. But check this out. There's some beautiful picnic tables, and there's really easy access to the river itself. And I'm going to show you basically what people do. Besides having some wonderful attractions here that you can go check out, there's these little parks and monuments and all kinds of neat little historical things to come check out while you're here. There's also quick access to the river itself, and of course just some beautiful mountainous landscape to take a look at, which is really almost akin to the Grand Tetons of Maui, or sort of maybe a El Capitan covered in green grass. So it's really quite the spectacle. There's a nice Portuguese monument to Mary right here, and so just some cool things to check out. But real quick, let's head over to the river. I'm going to show you. Now, one thing a lot of people probably won't tell you is this area is actually known for, there's like a clothing optional portion of the river down there. I haven't been there. My kids told me about it, and I did confirm it with some people that are here on vacation. They go, oh yeah, we heard about that as well. So go at your own risk, right? But anyway, let's just check this out a little bit. I did take some drone footage of this valley, which is pretty sketchy to do because there's not a lot of satellite in here, and the drone might never come back, but thankfully it did. But here's a quick shot looking down the center of the valley, and it's just so beautiful. I'm unable to do a live here, otherwise that's normally what I would do, because there's absolutely no cell signal in here whatsoever. But here I'm going to show you real quick. There's all kinds of little paths that lead down to the river. You can see these folks are just coming up right here. But basically the way it works is you take these little paths down to the river, and then you've got these cool little pools that you can soak in. And it's very invigorating. It's a little bit on the cooler side. It's almost like a Wim Hof cold bath, but it's just a great opportunity to come hang out, get energized in the mana of the river. And the needle, by the way, is just up there and then to the right. So you have to walk up quite a ways. I'm going to say at least probably half a mile, and then just keep your eyes peeled to the right-hand side, and the needle is right over there. So you'll see it in the drone shot. All right, guys. So here I am, just cruising down to the riverside. I'm going to show you guys the path, hopefully. It's my first time coming in from this angle as well, so I'll be learning as we go along, but usually you can kind of tell, you know, where the beaten path is, so to speak. So okay, so I walked all the way down there, and it just got steeper and steeper, so I think this is the best spot right here to go down. There's probably other places up and down river, but as far as this goes, ooh, okay, that was a little bit of a rough landing. You'll be all right though. So anyway, maybe not for the not handicap access, that's for sure. Okay, so now we're getting down to the river's edge here a little bit. The nice thing about that, this river, in my opinion, there's lots of nice little pools, so you can find your own little pool, and you've got, you know, shallow pools like that, little deeper pools right there. So lots of options as far as bathing. You see a nice large pool right there down below. How's it? Hey, how far down is to the needle? Do you know, bro? Little ways?
A good ways, yeah.
Good ways, yeah.
And there's the option to cross and walk along the trails, or you can just stay on the rocks and keep exploring the river.
So the trails are on the right side or left side?
Kind of both, but the one on the left is more pronounced, more through the woods. The one on the right is kind of more improvised by people just walking, trying to get up the river.
Yeah, which one do you recommend?
Looking for more difficult and
Easy.
more fun? Easy?
Easy, yeah. Left.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can get across there and just shoot your way up.
Alright, cool, cool. Hey, thanks, bro. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. The better trail is on the left-hand side of the river. So just so you know, what I got going on here is I got a combination of I'm going barefoot through the river, and I also got the Berks to kind of help with the hiking factor. So I think it's a good combo to go with. And of course a bathing suit and a towel, super helpful. And I'm just gonna scope this thing out for you guys and see what it takes to get down to the actual needle. Okay, so I've made it this far. I'm just underneath this irrigation pipe. Crossed right here, this pool right there. And now I'm going to stick to the left and see if there's a place where the trail takes off into the woods, and hopefully we can find that needle before too long. Okay, I think I found where the trail, I don't know if it starts here, but we can get to it. So there's the pipe. And then here I'm seeing a place where people apparently are going into the woods, which might make hiking a little bit easier, because honestly the river rock hiking is a little challenging, to say the least. Alright, let's see if it gets a little bit easier in here. Oh. Okay, I found it. So this is that trail that guy was talking about. I'm sure there's an easier access point than the one that I found. And when we head back, I'll show that to you. So again, you want to be always very careful. Rivers in Hawaii especially, because there could be a big flash flood that comes down. There could be rains up the mountain. So you just want to be very cognizant of that. Flash flooding is a real deal here. A lot of people get stranded and killed, so be very careful. So this here is a pretty cool little opening on the trail. Just the most gorgeous trees, the flora and fauna in the rainforest. I'm telling you, nothing like it. And it looks like the trail branches up into that direction. Not too sure where that goes, but we'll keep following along here. Hey, check this out. It's pretty cool. So obviously the river washed out at some point, and you can see the entire subterranean root system of this tree. Isn't that cool? It's a pretty good twist in the trail right here. Heading down closer to the river. Almost looks like a side channel of the river right here. And then back up here. This is a great little jungle hike though. I love it. I feel like I'm in a movie or something, Jurassic Park. Another nice big opening in the trail. Beautiful trees. Nice shot of the towering mountains. Some of the freshest air you'll ever breathe. So I'm going to stick to the river side of the trail. Maybe, I don't know. Looks a little rough. So here's a little piece of advice for you. Stay on the thickest main trail. Even if you get a kind of a rabbit trail to the left or to the right, tends to maybe even dead end and you have to backtrack. So this is a real beautiful opening in the trail. You can see towering peaks. I'm a little out of breath. I've been humping it pretty hard, man. But look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. All right. Hasn't fallen to the ground yet, or if it has fallen to the ground, make sure a bird hasn't opened it up yet, because you only want to eat one that's still all in one piece, so to speak, and not rotted out. Or you can see most of them are usually been scraped on or whatever. So, but usually you look up in the trees. Here, I'll show you. All right, here's a great example. Got some guava up here in the tree. Now, a low-lying fruit sometimes isn't ripe. How can you tell if they're ripe? Well, if they just kind of fall off. So that one, pretty good. I'll show you what we're talking here. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but you can see there's the meaty center, and all those seeds are very edible. Delicious. With my little vitamin C on the trail. So this is obviously a very treacherous portion of the hike. You can see this is sheer cliff edge. Be very careful if you've got youngins or whatever, and stay away from that edge. Okay, so now we've worked our way up to the parking lot. You can see that whole hillside right there. That's basically the parking lot. You can see some of the construction yellow iron up there. So we're about equidistant with the park. Now what the parking attendant told me is basically a lot of people, what they're doing is they're walking up through the jungle like I'm doing right now, and then, sorry, I got a little guava on me, then they're walking down the road. He goes, that's not, you're not supposed to do that. You're only supposed to walk in the jungle or the river and then walk back. But he leaves at about 4 o'clock. So I'm gonna say after 4 o'clock, you can probably just walk back down the street and you're good. So this might be an afternoon kind of hike, because I can see why people are walking back, because, you know, it's a little bit of exercise and a little treacherous and heck of a lot easier walking down the road. But I'd say do it after Mr. Parking Attendant, his pal. He said the boss man getting mad at him, all the people that are walking on the street, and he's gonna get fired from his job. So do me a favor, a little aloha. Yes, sir. Don't walk on the road during business hours. Do it after hours, so that guy doesn't get in trouble with the boss man. All right, let's keep going. We're almost there. To me, what's really cool about this experience is I've never done this hike before, right? Because you could always just drive right up to the parking lot. So now I kind of like this approach to Iao Valley even more, to the Needle, because it's, I don't know, a little more adventurous. And in the future, if you did it, you'd save yourself some parking fees, because he says they're going to be putting in meters and it's not going to be cheap. So this might be something to keep in mind even after the park reopens, just to have a little more of an adventure, eat some guava, save some cash. So yeah, I'll be a little bit honest with you right now. I'm kind of tripping out like, okay, how do I get down to the river? this bank just got super high. It's a little late in the day and I just keep climbing higher and higher. So I'm wondering if there's a tier I need to drop down to get to the river. So stand by. All right guys, so right here I'm seeing a sketch factor, but I'm also seeing a way to possibly get down to the river from here. So that's what I'm going to try to do. But I don't know if you can tell the scale of the steepness, but I would not want to slip on any of these rocks or let these rocks, you know, give way and I go tumbling down the hill, so to speak. That would kind of suck. But I'm going to give it a go here. I got the camera rolling to capture any missteps, but hopefully there's none. But I think this is a good path down, and then we can cross and head up to the needle. I'm gonna capture the whole event, see? This darn gimbal, it's like on drugs. I'm staying low to the ground and I'm watching every step. And that's why I think having some kind of hiking shoes or definitely some kind of footwear for this journey is important. Okay, so I made it. And just to give you a sense, that's what I just came down right there. Now there's probably easier spots to come down would be my guess, but that's the one I chose. That was the higher road, right? My goodness. Okay. And there's people walking in the parking lot right there. That's funny. Yeah, here I am, hiking through the jungle, machete in hand, fighting wild boars, risking life and limb. They're just having a nice little walk in the park. Literally. But the good news is, I've made it. I've made it. Yes, sir! Alright. Alright. Here we go, going down the final little embankment here, if you will. Still gonna be super careful. Careful. Oh, brah. These roots are slippery. They're not always well connected, you know. 3 points of contact, please. Okay. Bottom line is we're here. I got some good steps in, got some exercise, and I'm stoked to be in the river, soon to be in the river. But there's the needle, guys. Check it out. It's a great view from down here too, because you're in the riverbed and it's just even that much more dramatic because you're so low. Take the Berks off and just head across the river. Woo! You know, when I jump in this thing, it is gonna feel good. I made a video, ooh, those rocks hurt a little bit. I made a video a few years ago about the Iao Valley, and I showed myself jumping in the river. And my encouragement is, if you're gonna come here and you don't go in the river, that is not good. You definitely got to go in the river. So bring a bathing suit, bring a towel. Maybe when you first land, come here, make it a ritual. Right from the airport, straight into the water to get the mana. There's special mana in this river. And or say it's your last day and you're flying out, come here on your last day, spend some time in Iao Valley, jump in the river. And I'm just telling you, it is a worthy tradition, and I literally have jumped in this river every single time I've come here without fail. You can ask my wife. Even times when my kids wouldn't go in, like, oh Dad, it's too cold, I'm like, oh no, you must go in the river. Hey Siri, set timer to 11 minutes. Uh-oh, I don't think there's enough cell phone coverage here. All right guys, so what I want to do is I'm going to set my timer to 11 minutes. That gives me a minute to get in the water, and that's how long I want to cold plunge for. Here we go. Great stationary swim, by the way. Alright guys, like I said, no matter what, no matter what you do, jump in the river. First time I did it, it was like this energy. It's not just the cold, there's something about the mana, the energy in this place. So you gotta do it no matter what. Send me a video or a picture of you doing it. Aloha. Oh, it feels so good. Okay, aloha guys, I made it to my destination. There you can see the parking lot they're working on. And here I am, whoa, at the beautiful Iao Valley Needle. Yes, sir! And the cool thing is, got the place all to myself, man. And there are so many guavas. We're talking choked guavas because there's no tourists here pulling the guavas off the trees and eating them. It's just a forest full of guavas. But anyway, just a gorgeous. Hang on a second, let me get this gimbal to work right. There we go. Look at that. Huh? Yes. Just spectacular. I don't know if the video comes close to capturing the scale of these mountains, but I am telling you, it is a sight to behold. One of the most beautiful places, I think, in all of Hawaii. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. It's a pleasure. And remember, I already forgot what I was going to tell you to remember, but anyway, thanks again guys. I appreciate it. Aloha. If you've enjoyed the video, I love a thumbs up, a shaka, a share, a subscribe, and of course, if you're ever in the market to buy or sell real estate from the beautiful island of Maui, best place on earth, best lifestyle on earth, I'd love to be your guy. Till next time, Eric West, out. You know it. Yes, sir.